Good morning everyone, I am in Baku, Azerbaijan. I just landed and I'm in my lovely little abode. It's from the 1950s, would you believe? And yeah, to be honest, we're in the absolute sticks. But it's okay because we're leaving here and the plan is, while it's cool in the morning, to go out to Baku panorama and walk down and see Baku. I'm going to bring you along with me. I don't exactly know what we're going to do, what I'm going to find, what I'm going to see. I know absolutely nothing about this place. I don't speak the language. I just rocked up here and the bloke said you should go there. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, the main goal of today is to not shit myself because I am not well. But I'm here, so it's only going to get hotter, he reckons. You reckon to have a rest in the afternoon and go out now, so gonna, yeah, see how it goes. And yeah. Anyway, aside from that, I've got a few little things I need to do, and yeah, let's go explore Azerbaijan. When I said I'm in the sticks, I meant it. Look at this. Just a bit old, but it's okay because it was cheap, and that's what matters. You know, we're gonna get a taxi and get into town. One thing you notice here is there's lots of people that are sweeping the streets, and like that are seeing. Another interesting thing is we were just in the absolute sticks and it's super poor, and now now look where we are. That like 2-minute drive, it's just skyscrapers. Driver doesn't speak a lick of anything that I speak, and I don't speak a lick of anything that he speaks, but oh well. Alright, well, we made it to panorama of Baku, and Baku is so crazy. It's just a melting pot where 3 different generations collide. You have the hyper modern city butting up against the Soviet block buildings, butting up against the old like artifacts, monuments from back when it was tribal and the Turks were coming over. It's incredible. I mean, it says it's called panorama for a reason. Crazy place. You probably won't understand, but just in person everything is so big, and the divide between super rich modern buildings built from the oil money in the Black Sea, like colliding with the dirt poor apartment buildings of any ex-Soviet country, is just unbelievable. My driver was actually really good. He was stopping and showing me the monuments. There were big towers from the 19th century, and then there were big modern buildings. It's quite the place. I'd love to fly my drone, but I've looked it up and apparently they're really strict about drone laws here, and yeah, you can't be flying a drone without a permit, and I do not have a permit. I don't think it'll be a problem once we get out rural, but yeah, here I just got here. I don't want to get booted out the first day. But yeah, she's pretty marvelous. In the city, everything is like immaculate. The roads are immaculate, the buildings, everything is perfect. There's no rubbish. Also, I think it's a Sunday, so not much is open really, because it's a Muslim country. But yeah, everything's immaculate. But you go 2 minutes out to where I'm staying, out in the sticks, and it's rubbish, dilapidated buildings. It's super interesting. I thought that the wealth divide would be there, but like further away. I thought you'd be more rural before you got the big wealth divide, but no. It's certainly interesting, and this is what I'm saying. Look at this thing that I've just walked to. I think it's an old religious statue. I'm not sure. Let's go have a look. But yeah, you have these. Oh, it's a eternal flame. But like I said, you have these kind of buildings, and in the background, I mean, and I was wrong, it's not a religious, it's got the freaking star, the Soviet star. Oh my god, that's hot. Jesus, almost took me whiskers off. Soviet eternal flame with the Azerbaijan flag in the background. That flag is ginormous. You guys won't be able to tell, but it's huge. This place is incredible. I really don't know what to think about it. I've never seen anywhere quite so, what's the word? Contrasted, I think is a good word for it. Yeah, what do we have here? I'm assuming these are old leaders. Goes on forever. And right as I was saying that there's a big contrast, we walked from down there where it's super nicely paved, and you cross a line and it's potholes, super old stone. You get up here and suddenly you're in a developing country. And have a look over here at these houses, and look at the houses. I don't know how well you'll be able to see them down here. Are super poor, but then you move like 20 meters to there and they're like hyper modern, something you would see in Dubai. It's bizarre. Anyway, we'll keep exploring this lesser trodden area and see what we can find. You go from this super old, dilapidated looking area, and just in front of me is one of the biggest monuments, which I believe is called Flame Towers. There's actually 3 of them. One's hiding behind the other 2 there, and they light up at night. Unreal. Here it looks like we've got a Turkish and Azerbaijan memorial, I believe it is. Obviously they're good friends, have a long history, they both speak Turkic languages, and I believe it's a memorial. And it's weird because you have the Turkish history here, just off to the left, it's folded over at the moment, you have an eternal flame, and a big Azerbaijan flag. And then just here to the right, you have a very Soviet looking man with a Soviet star. And yeah, so it's very interesting. And right next to it all is a mosque. And right next to all of that is the Flame Towers and whatever this is. It doesn't look open. I'm assuming that's because it's a Sunday. But yeah, how weird. I really need to find somewhere that's open because I am dying of thirst. I need a drink of water so badly. But I'm not exactly in a place where there's shopping centres, and it's a Sunday, so I'm not having much luck. Anyway, we'll keep hunting. I also desperately need a haircut, so that's on the list. I was hoping for today, but if it doesn't get done today, tomorrow we're going out. We're gonna go ask a random Azerbaijani hairdresser to cut my hair, and they get to choose however they want it. They can make me bald if they want. It's up to them. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully it's today, but if not, making sure it happens tomorrow. There's so much flipping water, but none that I can drink. I'm dying. I found a little lemonade stand and I asked, do you have water? They said no. I said okay. Do I have lemonade? Or... No, like no. I'm like, what? They said there's no ice. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't need ice. Like, no, we need ice to make the lemonade. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I'm like, well, do you know when the ice is coming? They said no. So I'm still on the hunt for freaking drinking water. Man, they need to invent water fountains around here ASAP. Well, I found a tiny little market to get water. Absolute lifesaver. Except I had a choice. I could get a big one or a small one. Except there were two different types, and obviously one was going to be sparkling and one was going to be still. But they didn't have any big light ones. So I've got a litre bottle of sparkling water. But better than nothing. Another odd thing about Azerbaijan is the fact that they kept, you still see the Soviet cars, you still see the Soviet buildings, but Cyrillic lettering and Cyrillic alphabet is nowhere to be seen. You don't see it anywhere. It's all Azerbaijani, which is interesting because coming from Kyrgyzstan, where the Kyrgyz language is all now written in Cyrillic rather than the normal Turkic lettering system, which is very interesting. Yeah, you don't, like, not sure. Also, don't know what else to do. I would go and get my hair cut, but I mean, my hair is greasy as shit. I think it's like 30 degrees out here right now, and I've been walking around without water for hours. And so yeah, I can go and explore the city a bit more. But yeah, we'll figure it out. It's fucking hot. Yeah, so I did a little bit more research on that big memorial back there, which is just like a sort of runway of just memorials, and there was a graveyard, and I didn't really film too much, but apparently it's called Martyrs Lane, and it's commemorates everyone who fought and lost their lives fighting for Azerbaijan's independence is what it is. And yeah, I think now I'm gonna go and see if I can explore the old town a little bit. If it's too hot, I'm gonna dip because my stomach is dying. But I don't know what I'll do back home, so gotta get some footage. Nah, I'm gonna go for an explore in Old Town. There's a big mosque apparently, old palace, so yeah. This is what I mean. Look at this in compared to like some of the modern buildings. And then like just over there is a museum, or I don't even know what that is, but in the background you see the flame towers next to a castle. This place makes no sense, but it's cool. I mean, we made it inside the old town now, and yeah, just over this wall that I'm looking at is the massive mosque. 1 second. We've even got the old cobblestone roads, but it's tourist central, like badly. So I'm not sure, I'm just gonna cruise around, do my own thing. It's a bunch of people that try and get you to have brochures and do tours and things, but can't bother. You can actually go in the mosque, but there is a ticket box asking for money, so I'm going to walk around where there's less tourists. It looks so European. I cannot hack this city, it just keeps changing. I don't know what I expected Azerbaijan to look like, but not like this. This is, I don't know, I've never been to Europe, but it feels so European. It's incredible. I actually have no idea where I am right now, I'm just wandering about. I don't think Azerbaijan's the most exciting, thrill-seeking place in the world, but it's pretty cool in its own right. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That bastard. We're in the central bazaar, and you've got the old Baku, and then behind the flame tower. Pretty much sums it up. Everything here is like, you get harassed a little bit, and then all the cool stuff, it's like you need to buy a ticket, and if you're not from Azerbaijan, the tickets are expensive. Not that expensive, but like to go inside a building, realistically it's not. Yeah, but if you're from Azerbaijan, it's dirt cheap. So now we've made it all the way down to the seafront. As you can see, there is Black Sea. It's a lovely area. A couple of old Soviet rides over there. That Black Sea out there that was given to Azerbaijan when the Soviet Union broke up is the reason why you have these buildings and this footpath and all the lovely hyper modern things that you see here in Baku. It's because it contains lots and lots of oil, which has been used to make this metropolis in amongst poor ex-Soviet nations and Russian states lies little old Baku. Out here on the jetty you can see the ocean. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it, but the ocean has a layer of oil that just sits on the top of the water. It looks disgusting as far as the eye can see, and it stinks. It smells like oil. Currently the wind is blowing off the Black Sea into Baku, and it just reeks of oil. But I don't think anyone minds when you have flame towers over there. But yeah, definitely I did not expect to see a physical layer of oil over the entire sea. Well, probably not the entire sea, but this bay, the main bay of Baku. I mean, check out this underpass. Not only did I take the frickin' escalator, but it's a museum. What the heck? Alright, unfortunately that is going to wrap up a pretty boring vlog here in day one at Baku. I kind of just after the underpass went and found a grocery store to grab some lunch. I got a nice little pastry with potato inside it for lunch. Got some groceries to cook up dinner tonight and for tomorrow night. Some snacks. And yeah, that's about all she wrote. But tomorrow I've got a map and I'm going to figure out some things to do, and we're going to try and make it a bit more exciting. I don't know how exciting it gets out here, but yeah.